almost done with the South Africa series. This will be the second to last video for South Africa, and then I'll be starting Peru, yay! And today's video is about the song If by Davido. And just before I start, I want to apologize for my voice. I think I'm getting like a bit sick. I also haven't been particularly productive today, so maybe just like not doing things. I think that takes a toll on the body as well. So I apologize for that. Um, yeah, so Davido is a singer from Nigeria, a singer slash rapper, music artist from Nigeria. He's very popular in like the Afrobeats music scene. If you don't know what Afrobeat is, there's this characteristic beat that underlies. I don't want to confine it to West Africa, but I think it originates in West Africa that underlies West African pop songs. You can look it up. And so there's a whole genre called Afrobeat, and Davido is one of the leading musical artists of the Afrobeats music movement genre. I don't know music. And so If is a song that he released earlier this year, and it became like basically the anthem of my South Africa trip. I played it all the time. I listened to it almost once a day. Every time I heard it, I went completely crazy. It's still one of my favorite songs. And me and my friend Hanaya and my friend Deja, it was like our song, If. It was also the song of the friends that we made at the boys' home. Everyone loved If. It was just so like blown up in South Africa. So I want to talk about If today and maybe see if I can use If, some of the lyrics of If, to perhaps get a deeper view into how love is viewed in Nigerian society, question mark. How love is viewed, uh, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it'd be cool to talk about the song because it's one of my favorite songs. And it was, every time I listen to the song, I think of South Africa because I listen to it so consistently in South Africa. Everyone loved that song. So I don't really know where I'm going with this video, so I guess I'm just going to talk about the chorus of the song. And I recommend you all listen to it. Maybe I'll put a link below. Wow, I really sound like a YouTuber now. Maybe I'll put a link below so you can listen to the song if you don't know the song. And so the chorus of the song is actually, why don't I play it so it's not just me singing because I can't sing, especially not today. But we'll try. This is what it the album cover looks like. I don't know if you can see that. If I tell you, say I love you, my money, my body, now your own, oh baby. Okay, so the chorus basically is, why am I subjecting myself to this? So the chorus basically says, if I tell you, say I love you, my money, my body, now your own, oh baby. 30 billion for the account, yo. Versace and Gucci for your body, oh baby. No do, no do, no do, gotta for me. No do, no do, no do, serereo. No do, no do, no do, shakara away. No do, no do, no do, gotta for me. So that's the chorus of the song, and it repeats like multiple times. So I guess we're just going to break it down. I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun. So the first part is okay, I should preface this with the fact that the song is performed in Nigerian pidgin. If you don't know what Nigerian pidgin is a pidgin language. If you don't know what a pidgin language is, it is when two groups who do not share language get together and it's the resulting language thing that results from two groups who cannot fully speak the other's language. It's very simplified. It doesn't have a consistent grammar, and there are no native speakers, although this is starting to be contested because Nigerian Pidgin actually does have native speakers. So linguists are starting to think about what a Pidgin language is because it used to be that Pidgin languages didn't have native speakers, but if you grow up in like Lagos, you pretty much grow up speaking Pidgin from a young age. Anyway, so the song is performed in Nigerian Pidgin. Perhaps there are some Yoruba. Yoruba is one of the main Nigerian tribes. Perhaps there are some Yoruba words thrown in because Davido is Yoruba. I don't know. My family's not Yoruba. I can only speak to Igbo, and there's like 2 Igbo words in the whole song. So anyways, I'm just going to assume that the song is performed in Pidgin because when I looked it up, I looked up Davido Yoruba If, and the results did not come up. So I'm guessing it's in Pigeon. So now back to the song. So if I tell you, say I love you, oh, my money, my body, now your oh no, baby. I love this song so much. Okay, so basically what basically what Davido is trying to say. One of the things I think is so interesting about speaking from okay, preface again. When I speak about Africans or Nigerians or Igbos, like I'm really I guess only speaking about my family and my personal experience and the people that I call my family. I can't speak on behalf of people I don't know. So take this all with a grain of salt. One of the things I really like about emotions in, I'll say Nigerian, but I guess I technically only really know Igbo, in Nigerian culture is how encompassing they are. Whenever you hear about people talking about African culture, and I'll slide this down to South Africa as well, you hear about people saying how it's a very community based culture, it's very inclusive, it's very all about the village, all about the compound. If I was speaking in Spanish, I'd say all about the pueblo. Like it's very everyone together, everyone's in this together. When we eat, we eat together. When we cry together. When we're angry together. When we pray together. When we're upset together. When we're oppressed together. When we're lifted up together. So that's like a huge thing. And I think it's really interesting how even romantic love has become almost this encompassing type of thing. Or, or for example, I think like it's not just community emotions that are shared, it's also individual emotions are not individual. For example, if I am angry about something, it is sort of seemed okay. See, was that English? It is seen as okay if I like share my anger with someone else, or if I like invite someone to share in my anger with me, or if something tragic happened to me and it's like it happened to just me or someone that only I know, it's seen as acceptable or even sometimes encouraged for you to like pull someone else into your tragedy with you sometimes. Same thing with happiness. You pull people into your happiness with you. And then this is romantic love. So I think it's really interesting how this like feelings in African culture and Nigerian culture are never something that's like here. It's something in which you step into, and because you step into it, you can also invite other people into that same room with you. So I think it's interesting because the first line of this song, like I said, is if I tell you, say I love you, my money, my body, now your oh no, baby. So love is not in Western culture, it's not something that you hold on to and it's your problem, your deal to deal with. Love is something that if you feel love for another person, it's almost as if you're inviting them into a room. You're not waiting for it to sprout within them as well so you can build some sort of garden together. You're inviting them into your room. Or to, like, better said, like, they don't need to have individual love for you inside themselves. What they just need to do, what works just fine, is for them to step into the room of love that you already have made for yourself. So like Davido is singing to this girl and he's telling her that like because he loves her, his money, his body is hers. Like it's hers. Like love is not something that like exists within himself that he's going to keep to himself, that he's going to hope she loves him back. We don't have that. You have I love you, step into this room with me. In the same way that is if my brother died, I want you to step in to this room with me. I want you to act as if your brother also died. Or if I just got a PhD, I got a PhD, step into this room with me. We got a PhD. I'm in love with you, step into this room with me. Be in love with me back. Not you go work in a corner and construct your love for me. Just step into this room that I already have for you. So I think that's really interesting. Um, Sometimes it can lead to perhaps a lack of barriers, I would say, in that every emotion is expected to be shared and it's not really understood. If you say, I don't want to share in your anger, I don't want to share in this love you have for me, I don't want to share in blank, 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 that causes some issues. But I'm just talking about the song right now. I also think it's really interesting how in Nigerian and African culture, there's so many things that go with emotions. Like, emotions are never just emotions. Like when he says here, if I tell you, say I love you, my money, my body, like they're yours. It's like, I feel like in Western culture, when someone tells you they love you, we have these expectations, perhaps, like, okay, that means you're going to treat me with integrity. Okay, that means you're going to be honest. Okay, that means you're going to be compassionate, whatever. But in African culture, the word love or the word sad or the word angry comes with so many things pulled together. Like, as Davido is singing right now, the fact that he's in love with this woman means, implicit in the feeling, implicit in the word love, that his body and his money are hers to do with as she pleases. That's implicit. This is not something you normally would say. I mean, you can say it because that's like a romantic thing, I suppose, to say. But like, so many times, for example, I'll give an example that doesn't have to do with romantic love. When I was studying abroad in Argentina and I did my research project on Nigerian and Ghanaian immigrants, the words like friendship, like chinyere is my friend, would come with so many things. And whenever you'd express gratitude, like, oh my gosh, you didn't have to set up your table early to talk to me, they'd be like, I mean, you're my friend. Or, no, you didn't have to buy me lunch and have it sitting out here for me, I mean, we're friends. Like, we're friends. Like, is it, what do you mean? As if the definition of a friend is someone who blink, 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 and I just didn't know what a friend was. Or like, it's so kind of you to get a chair for me and insert my study abroad friend. You didn't have to do that. We can stand. You're our sister. And I would just look at them sometimes like, okay, but like, does that mean that you have to do all these extra extremely kind things for me? In my culture, no. But in in Nigerian and African culture, yes. So it's really interesting how the word love or the, word friendship or whatever comes with so many additional packages. And that's one thing I love so much about African culture. You never know what the packages are when you accept to be someone's friend or admit they are someone's sister or cousin or whatever. You get all these benefits that you just didn't know existed and that are just implicit in the word. And I love that. I love it. Okay, if I tell you say I love you, money, already na your own. Na your own is Nigerian pigeon, in case you can't tell. It's not my money and my body are your own. It's my money and my body, na your own. And like I said, I don't speak Yoruba. I don't speak any of the languages spoken in Nigeria except Igbo, and that's one out of literally 400. But I know in Igbo, one of the verbs for to be is ino. So I'm guessing that came into pigeon. Um, if you wanted to know where that was probably from, one of the words for to be in Igbo is ino. So, my money, my body, na your own. So, anyways. So my money. Oh no, baby. 30 billion for the account, yo. Versace and Gucci for your body, oh baby. I love, okay, so another thing that comes with romantic love in Nigerian culture, or even just like filial, like platonic, any type of love, is this you want to pamper the other person. And I know this is not unique to Nigerian or Igbo or Nigerian or African culture. I know it's not because I've been other places and it's not. But I feel as if there's something particular about the degree to which it is prevalent. Um, this, when you say you love someone, when you say you're friends with someone, when you say sister to someone, not only are all these things implicit in the definition of that word you're using, but you are expected to pamper, to my brain is only giving me Spanish words today. You're expected to pamper, to really treat extremely well, to like lavish the person who is the object of this feeling that you're having. So if you say you love someone, it's like implicit that you're going to give her all of your money and that you're going to dress her in the finest brands. Like, you have to, okay, what I want to say is that you have to physically manifest whatever emotion you're doing. That's what I want. That's what I've been looking for to say. Emotions in African slash Nigerian whatever culture, I need a word, so I stopped having to say African, Nigerian, Igbo, whatever. I'm just going to say African, and I already gave my disclosure in the beginning how I'm only talking about a specific subset. So I feel like it's interesting how emotions in African culture have to be physically manifested. They're not, and I guess this goes back to my analogy of the room that you can invite other people into, that you can step into, that you can decorate as you please, if you want to continue the analogy, is that love has to have a physical manifestation. What is the physical manifestation that you love me? Have you washed the dishes? Are you buying me Prada? Are you paying for me to get my braids done? Are you going to say hi to my father? Are you going to go visit my father? Are you dancing with me at the party? Are you cooking me food? Are you like, what are you doing? Love is not something that is intangible. Love is something that is very tangible. You should be able to touch your love. And I think that's where like all the food and all the excess like pleasantries come from, is that you have to be able to point to concrete evidence of your emotions, or they're not emotions. Ooh, I'm deep. Wow, I should write a book. It's the same thing with anger, and it's the same thing with sadness. Um, I was talking to one of my friends the other day. My grandma and I were watching a video before I left for insert country. I don't know. Sometime this summer, we were watching a video of this song called Oyama by the Emmanuel Brothers. Unsure. I'm not. I'll check it later. Anyways, so in the video, no, a different song. Why India visit? Okay, the song in English is titled "The Woman Whose Husband is a King." Okay, anyways, so in the video, this woman beats up her husband. She kills him in the video. Someone is pounding yam, and she takes the huge log and she clogs him over the head until he dies. It's quite funny. I would recommend to watch it. Anyways, so after she kills her husband, she starts pulling on her ears like this. And this in Igbo culture is a sign of extreme sadness or grief or disbelief. You pull on your ears. It's a woman thing. Men don't pull on their ears. So if someone told me Victoria, like someone really close to me has died, this is what you do in Igbo culture. You cry, well, as you're crying, you're pulling on your ears. When you're happy, you do the ooh thing. That's what you do. When you're angry, you have to scream. You have to withdraw benefits. You have to take the car, take the kids, take the. There has to be tangible evidence of your emotions, or they're not emotions. They're just thoughts. Emotions are something you feel. I think this comes out. I know I'm doing so many tangents. I think this comes out in the Igbo language some, especially with so many words, like the words go with the emotion. They sound like the emotion. I know that's a subjective thing to say, but for example, when I say angry in English, I don't feel any emotion. It's just that's the word I use to describe the adjective of anger is angry. Someone could replace it with curtain the next day, and I'd be like, I'm curtain, and there's no emotional attachment to it. But in Igbo, it's iwe, like you're like, you know, that was dumb. Or when you're happy in Igbo, like I have no emotional attachment to the word happy in English, but the word happy in Igbo, you say someone has a sweetheart. When someone is happy, you say, oh, obiota. He's got a sweet heart, a tasty heart, right now. So you can like feel these things, I guess. When you're angry, actually, you can even say, like I'm angry, or if you want to say he's angry, you say angry has, like anger has him. You don't say he is angry. You say iwejia, he is like anger has captured him. You see what I mean? So I feel like this comes out, like I feel like sometimes the language can be a manifestation of the mindset of the people, and Davido's song is a good reflection of this, in that emotions are something to be held, to be touched. You have to be able to see your emotions. If you're angry, where are the traces of your anger? Have you broken furniture? Have you locked yourself in your room? Have you cut your hair? Have you That's what it is. When you're making a promise, what have you done? Have you done some crazy stuff? I know back in the day people used to drink each other's blood to make pacts. So like there has to be like tangible evidence that you have felt the emotion that you're claiming you have felt. So this goes back to Davido's song, the if I tell you, say I love you. If I tell you I love you, my money and my body are yours, just because I have told you I love you. As in, if I love you, for you to know I love you, I have to offer you these things. And the things I'm offering are my money and my body. And through my offering, you know that I love you. Same thing with the 30 billion for your accounts, Versace and Gucci for your body. Um, Versace and Gucci for your body, oh baby. No do, no do, no do, gotta for me. Oh, here we're going to talk about the words I just finished talking about. So the next part of the chorus is Davido trying to convince this girl to not play around with him, to not let him down, to reciprocate his love, to step into his little love room with him. And he's telling her, like, don't play around with me, don't play games, don't bounce around, don't take a long time dwelling on this decision, like, accept my love, step into my African love box, love room, whatever. And he's using these words, which, again, I think are pidgin. If they are Yoruba, someone please correct me, because too many people already think Africans don't even speak a language for me to erase languages I actually know about. But I think it's pidgin. And so he's saying, no do, no do, no, wait, 30 billion for your account, Versace and Gucci for your body, oh. No do, no do, no do, gotta for me. Gotta is not a real word. I mean, it's a real word in like pidgin, but it's not a real word. Um, it's more an expression. Like when you hear the words like gotta for me, no do, no do, no do, serere. You see the like repetition of the syllables like that. When he's saying it like that, the repetition of the syllables, the re re ga ra ra re re, is the girl like going back and forth about this decision to love him back. It's not a real word, but the sounds capture what he's trying to say. No do, no do, no do, gotta. Don't do this like back and forth type of thing with me. No do, no do, no do, serereo. No do, no do, no do, shakala owe. And I just love that because I don't know what that means, but it sounds so cool. Don't do shakala, like just don't throw it behind. Like I'm literally making up these definitions, but if you listen to the words and if you knew Nigerian pidgin, you'd see where I'm getting them from. Like shakara, like is probably like in Igbo or in Yoruba, like when you say a word like that, like really fast like that, um it means something very strong. For example, in Igbo, the word for to throw away is itifu. Itufu. Itifu is to take off like clothes. Itufu is to throw away something. um you hear like the strong syllable in the middle, itufu, itufu, and that's how the words work. So same thing with don't do, or no do, no do, no do, shakara owe. Like it's the same sort of thing. This is why people should learn African languages, because they're so cool, I swear to you. No do, no do, no do, gotta for me, and then he repeats that again. So I just thought it would be interesting. There's like more of the songs to listen to if you want to listen to it, and maybe I could make another video about that if someone's interested in hearing me sing awfully once again. But I thought it was interesting. This song, every time I listen to it, I think of Cape Town. I think of South Africa. I think of dancing. I think of the boys' home. I think of our extremely cold house. I think of my RA who also loved the song. She was from Zambia. She was so cool. And so I thought it'd be interesting to talk about some of the cultural values that I've observed as someone who perhaps doesn't really have a place to comment, but then does at the same time. Some of the cultural values I've observed in sub-Saharan African culture. Um, mm, no, just African in general. I'm in Morocco right now, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'd say it applies, but again, my limited experience of living here for like 3 months. Perhaps I don't know anything. So the takeaways are you can invite someone to share your emotions with you. Sometimes it's even encouraged for you to invite someone to share your emotions with you, which goes against Western thinking of emotional boundaries and stuff like that. And then the second part, which is that your emotions must have a tangible, you have to be able to see them. They have to have a physical manifestation. Emotions are expected to have a physical manifestation. And then the last part about how many words in at least Igbo, or at least I'll say Nigerian, because Nigerian Pidgin is a language, sort of. How many words in Nigerian Pidgin and in Igbo have that, like, the words go with the feeling. When you feel the feeling, you think the word. It's not like words in English where it's just arbitrary words that go with feelings, and you just use that word because that's what you've been taught to do. It's words that encapsulate the feeling, and you can hear that in the chorus of Davido's song. So that is all I have for today, and then I have another vlog about South Africa tomorrow, I guess, just to sort of wrap things up, and then Peru, and then eventually Morocco. So we'll see how that works. And yeah, I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.